Happy Forgiveness Friday. I am so excited to be back with you. And I know that today's topic is going to spark some controversy. So I'm looking forward to the comments and so forth that I receive after the title that men want, or should I say, men need a wife and a girlfriend. So, what in the world do you mean by that? Well, let me just tell you a little story. So, when my wife and I first started dating, it was amazing. We spent a lot of time hanging out, getting to know each other. She laughed at all my corny jokes. She was right there with me, and we had so much fun. We really didn't have a whole lot of issues that we dealt with because it was the dating period. She was my girlfriend. But then, of course, May 13th, 2005, we got married. And shortly after that, she became my wife. And what do I mean by that? Many of us know that when we get married, things change. Your responsibilities kick in. You got to deal with folks in their crusty drawers or whatever else that they got going on that you might not have been aware of. And I'm talking about the men in that case, not the ladies. But the things that you don't have in your face all day, every day, when you're simply dating, become, in some cases, an issue for those of us when we do get married. And I had this running joke with Denise that I said, you know what, babe, no matter how long we live, you are always going to be my girlfriend. And she'd be like, why? Oh, why do you say that? And I said, because girlfriends treat their husbands so much better than wives do. And she would always kind of laugh it off. That was what I said to her from day one when we started dating. I said, I always want you to treat me like this. Then we get married, and every time something wouldn't go right, I said, see, that's what I was telling you. You're trying to be a wife. I need you to be a girlfriend. Girlfriends are a little more, willing to forgive and a little more willing to have fun. And as I've talked to women over the last several years after writing the book and some of the things that I've been able to share with people around relationships, the common thread seems to be when we have a new relationship in place, when we just get things started, we are giddy. We are so excited. We are just over the top doing whatever we can. Remember how it was when you were in high school? You were just so much fun. But then once the newness wears off, we get boring. We get complacent. We don't do all the things that we need to do to try to make that person happy. So, and because I didn't want to take up the whole title, write a whole paragraph for a title, the fact is, women need their husbands to be boyfriends too. You need to send your wife flowers. You need to buy her perfume. You need to sometimes pull out of the garage and pull up to the front door, ring the doorbell, and see if she's available to go out for a date. Those things are very important in terms of keeping the relationship going, absolutely keeping each other engaged. My wife and I just had an amazing time this past week on a cruise. This was, sadly to say, our second time away from our 8-year-old son. So it was much needed couple time. And this time we actually went without friends. We went on a business related trip, but we weren't there with another couple, which oftentimes happens where, you end up spending all the time talking to the other couple. So you're not talking to each other. And I will tell you that first night at dinner, when we're sitting there and there's not somebody asking to use my phone or her phone or charge up the iPad or asking you to help color. When you didn't have that distraction right there was some awkward silence. There was some very odd moments for us, but it wore off. And after about, 4 or 5 hours, we got back to dating again. And to me, that's what's most important. And I realized, and I joked about it, I said, I took my girlfriend on the cruise, but somewhere in the flight from Fort Lauderdale back to Chicago, my wife changed seats with my girlfriend, and now she became my wife again. And that's what made me think about this. Is something that I need to talk about because, again, a lot of us get caught up in these relationships where we're just doing day-to-day grind and we forget about some of those little things that are important, that we forget about some of those little things that really make a difference. Oftentimes, and I'll talk about this again on another one, but, the love languages that we carry around with us We may think that we're doing the right thing for the other person to let them know how much we love them, but in fact, we're doing what we want. We're not doing what they want. And in turn, they may be doing to you what they want in return, and it means nothing to you. But when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, you tend to get it right. So I want to challenge you guys today. This is a Friday afternoon, and I've got a date night scheduled for tomorrow night. I had roses delivered just was yesterday, day before, because I'm trying to keep my girlfriend engaged in this relationship too. It's okay to have a menage a trois with your wife and your girlfriend as long as your girlfriend is in fact your wife. So don't try to edit that out and say Cedric said it's okay, because that is not what I mean. And brothers, I'm also saying the same thing to you. All men out there, you gotta be boyfriends. You gotta be the one that gets up, opens a door, that courts your lady. Because believe it or not, as stressed out as you are on the job, as stressed out as you are in being a provider for your family, as stressed out as sometimes they can make us, we have to put all of that aside, stick our chest out, and let them know how proud we are to be in relationship with them. As husbands, we forget about that. That pride runs deep in us, and we've got to let them see it. We've got to let them know that it is important that they know that they are the most important thing in our lives, second only to God. So I pray that you guys have an amazing week. I pray that those of you that have forgotten how to be girlfriends and boyfriends will go back and do some research and figure out what it would mean for you to put that spark back into your relationship. And know that in the end, it's all about love and it's all about forgiveness. And when you do those things, it's amazing what will happen in your life. Thank all of you guys that joined. I've seen some really awesome comments, so thank you very much. Please do me a favor though. I'll post this to YouTube later today as well. But if you would share this with your contacts so that this goes out, and hopefully more people that need to see this will be blessed by it as you have today. So thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next week.